This is Esther, Chapter 6, The Revelation of St. T. Cold open, fade up, shots of Washington, D.C. at dawn, joggers, monuments, you get it. Kids going to school to become world leaders or addicts. Unmarked SUVs with tinted windows, one in particular. We get close, gradually. A staticky radio broadcast meets our ears. A new program going on about increased hostilities between Palestine and Israel. Cut 2. Interior, black SUV with tinted windows, early morning. In the vehicle, Agent Hunter sits at the wheel, her hands at 10 and 2, in what we recognize as Esther's white apparel. Her face is calm, but her breathing betrays her. A bead of sweat drips from her temple. In the passenger seat, JC sits with a pistol in his lap. He is wearing a bad dark tweed jacket, open-collared shirt, and tan fucking cargo pants. His beard is a bit thicker than we've seen. Outside, a serious-looking man in a proper suit, who may be reaching for a holstered pistol, approaches the SUV. JC thumbs back the hammer. Hunter snaps at him.
Don't.
JC freezes, keeping his cool relatively under control. The man passes and stops at the car parked behind him. He lifts a mochaccino. A tinted window rolls down smoothly, and an arm with an expensive-looking watch accepts it. The window rolls back up, and the man returns in the direction he came. JC and Hunter watch him fade into the distance before they each breathe out deeply, then seem to hold their breaths again. JC relieves the hammer. Hunter cracks her knuckles and places her hands back on the wheel. Cut 2, exterior. A government building under an enormous American flag, early morning. Esther strolls up to the Pentagon, all confidence in a dark suit that made Hunter look like a Secret Service agent and makes Esther look like a new hire that missed the memo about appropriate accessorizing for practical assignment and work attire. A security camera with a red blinking light stops blinking as she walks past. Inside, the metal detectors and magnetized keypads also seem to be momentarily on the fritz. Esther, in fact, breezes through several security checkpoints, unhindered and relatively unnoticed, and is only slowed down when she has to ride an elevator down to a level no one else seems to be getting off on. As the elevator clears out, once sub-level 7 is reached. In fact, once past 7, the numbers just start over again at 1, and continue 3 more times until the elevator finally refuses to go down anymore. Still confident, if curious, Esther steps off and finds a single guard asleep at a desk. She walks past him quietly, and here's where the trouble comes in. Beyond the guard and desk, there's just a solid-looking iron door with a wheel for a handle, like a very old safe. Esther considers, then puts her hand on the door. We wait a moment while the door rusts rapidly, and more while it begins to crumble. Esther looks over her shoulder to make sure the noise of rusty bits falling to the floor isn't waking the guard. He does stir. Esther stops the process, pulling her hand away. There's a big enough gap in the door now that she steps through. The room is all but empty. There's a single safe on the wall. This one seems to require an eye scan and fingerprints. Esther blows it a kiss. It catches fire and melts off, drizzling liquid plastic down the wall. A little light blinks and a click is heard. Esther pulls the little handle. From the safe's point of view, in darkness, we are exposed to light and Esther's face, which goes slack as she opens the little door and looks inside. Cut 2, interior, black SUV with tinted windows, morning. Esther walks briskly to the SUV, and JC and Hunter look relieved, but at the ready. Esther gets close, and JC steps out, his right hand on the pistol in his stretchy waistband. He opens the door for Esther as she picks up the pace and gets in. JC takes his seat again, and Hunter guides the SUV swiftly and gracefully away from the scene without speeding, at a safe distance.
We're clear.
JC hands the pistol back to Hunter, who loads the magazine back into it and puts it in her shoulder holster. JC, looking even more relieved, looks back to Esther.
What did you get?
I think everything.
JC raises his eyebrow. Hunter looks nervous. End cold open. Act 1. Title. 4 days earlier. Exterior. A tenement building. Day. A red Nissan pulls up to a tenement building, basically a massive filing cabinet for people. Esther in her whites, Hunter in her dark suit, T in a more conventional button-down outfit we have not seen, and JC in his usual clothes that at least look freshly washed, exit the red Nissan and tremble around a bit with directions on T's phone. The place is a maze. There are toys and little tricycles and hula hoops scattered around some doorways. A sleeping man snores sedately in the courtyard against a pillar. Seeming to have figured it out, the quartet right their collars and hair. Esther nods to T, who takes a breath and knocks on unit 1359. A young blonde woman in colorful workout attire opens the door. This is Angela Thierry. Her eye makeup is intense, feature-canceling, practically obscuring anything that might be called natural expression. Her tank top says, "Eat it, Daddy." She's a tough read. She smiles a mile wide through dark purple lipstick to see them, though.
Hi!
Angela scoops tea in a tight embrace.
Hi, Angela.
Angela releases her and quickly squeezes the hands of the rest of the party, who are each wearing N95 masks.
Oh, come in, come in.
Trying to be at ease, the group enter. T spots a wall of shoes by the door. The interior of the apartment is colorful and nuts by design and decor, but quite clean and everything appearing to have a place.
Should we, take our shoes off?
Oh, if you would. There's a fresh, clean slippers for y'all over there. And you don't have to wear your mask if you don't want to.
Oh.
Indeed, there are 4 sets of cheap dollar store slippers. One size fits all, but not quite. JC spills over at the heel quite a bit. Esther obliges, but looks reluctant and a little embarrassed to even touch such things. She opts to distract herself.
Lovely place you have here.
Oh, thanks so much. I mean, that means a lot from the editors of Home Design Weekly. I mean, what was it, weekly or monthly? Oh, sorry. I get a lot of solicitors for articles since I hit the $500 million milestone. And I love the chance to show off my rockin' pet, though.
Esther looks at Teeth, smiling with teeth.
Weekly is right.
So glad to be here.
Oh, of course. Oh, can I offer y'all some tea? I mean, I'd love to put on a little Skullhead vodka in mine. You know, it's a little early, but I don't judge. I mean, that's for the Lord. I'm kidding. Sugars. You want some, though? I mean, they pour it over diamonds for extra aura kick, you know.
They pour the tea over diamonds?
Oh, no, silly. It's the vodka.
Ah.
Tea all around, yes? I'll take some vodka in mine, honey.
Oh, gal after my own heart.
Angela pours in the kitchen.
Me too, the vodka.
Esther looks concerned at JC, who seems still a little rattled from the events at the airport.
Oh, okay. Make yourselves comfortable. I mean, you caught me right as about I was just about to swap out my hair. I mean, I'll be just a tick with your drinks. So go ahead and you can set up like whatever equipment you have and let me know if you need to move anything around.
The quartet look at each other, uneasy.
Equipment?
Esther waves her hands toward the futon across the room.
Just put your phone on the coffee table and tell her you're recording.
He looks uncertain. They go, sitting a bit too close together for comfort. A pregnant pause lingers.
You know what? I'm gonna go outside and guard the perimeter.
Thank you, sweetie. I think that's best.
Hunter goes, exchanging her bright floppy slippers for her sturdy dress shoes. The door shuts and Angela returns with a tall blue beehive, Amy Winehouse style. She also seems to be applying some temporary tattoos. She sits in a 60s-style chic plastic chair in the shape of a hand and adds some liquid eyeliner while peering in a hand mirror. Esther nudges T gently.
We won't be on camera today, that is. Just the,
Oh, good. So I won't have to powder.
She finishes her eyes and puts her makeup bag on the table.
Oh, tea. Right. I'll right back. Oh, Lord bless me. I'd lose my head if it wasn't so attached.
Angela fetches the drinks. The whistle of the tea kettle dies down. T spots a crucifix on the wall and sees her opening.
So we're all big fans of your YouTube and TikTok, and we love what we see in your videos, especially as we are funded by the Church of the Rosary in St. Bernard's Cathedral.
Angela passes the drinks around.
Skull, no skull, no. Oh, no, we lost one.
Oh, guarding the perimeter.
Oh, okay. So St. Barry's Convent, you say?
Sure. And we don't always get the chance to talk to fellow believers.
Oh.
So as your decorating choices go, we would love to start with that piece above the TV.
Oh, JC, yeah. That was Grandma Terry's from back in the day. I mean, it was a family heirloom. I mean, I guess you'd call it that, but I don't know if anybody but me had with that before. But I mean, all I know, she picked it up in some flea market, Dust Bowl era gal, Gary was, and they don't really throw anything away.
Oh, well, yeah, but it held some value, right? I mean, you thank God and all your like unboxing stuff and your makeup tutorials.
Oh, you know it, honey. I mean, you've got to be grateful. That is one of my 4 promises.
Oh yeah? Well, talk about those.
Okay, we recording?
Mm-hmm.
JC seems to be losing interest or just losing focus. Esther notices and puts a hand on his knee. He wakes up a little and sips his Mystic Ghostbuster booze tea.
Oh, well, first the promise is gratitude above all, then understanding, faithfulness, and positivity.
Cool. Faithfulness?
In God, myself, and others, and in destiny.
Huh. You like things in force.
Mm-hmm.
Angela sips and Esther nudges tea lightly again.
Okay, so here's the thing. We're not from a magazine. Okay, just bear with me. We are on a mission from God, kind of. The thing is, this is Jesus. And he came back, as you can see. We have a message, and we thought maybe you could help us spread it around.
I see.
Esther nudges tea again.
Could you help me out here? I'm clearly not good at this.
JC, honey, do a miracle thing.
JC perks up.
I don't really do miracles.
Then do an illusion. Would it kill you to find a little showmanship here, son of man?
JC pulls himself together. Clouds seem to part. He sets his drink on the table and looks earnestly at Angela.
Angela, Mr. I am what they say I am. Look into your heart. You've known me your whole life. You've read my words, you've heard my voice in hard moments and in your joyous ones. I need you now. I call on you in the good books to heal the sick and help the poor, and you've been a source of comfort to masses. I seek your help now to reach out to those same masses in this new age of enlightenment, because that's what it can be. Angela, good servant, I want to spread a gospel for now, for this world, to clean up an environment in peril, to pursue nation leaders to spread their wealth and resources to those in desperate straits, to once and for all clarify what it means to be good to one another, treating each as you would want to be treated, uh, basically loving one another in spirit, in heart, in mind, and in faith.
Nah. Nah, you ain't Jesus. Jesus is the Republican.
End Act 1. Act 2. Exterior courtyard. Day. Esther in her own shoes again, chasing frying tea out into the courtyard of Angela's building, waving tea sneakers in the air.
Tea!
JC follows shortly in his own shoes. He stops and leans against the wall as the door slams shut. We faintly hear Angela on the other side of the door.
And if you freaks come back, I will call the police. I will white lady all over your broke asses, degenerates. You wasting my good shit, and you wasting my goddamn time.
Hunter smokes a cigarette. She passes it to JC.
Let go.
JC takes a drag and shakes his head, blowing the smoke away from Hunter. He hands it back and walks. Hunter rubs out the butt on the wall by Unit 1359 and follows him. Below, Hunter and JC walk silently past Esther and T, as T laces her sneakers and chucks the cheap slippers into a scum-lined bird fountain.
I don't see what you're so upset about. In the car, you seem perfectly cognizant that this was a long shot.
Why did GC have to do the miracle? Didn't I see you flip a goddamn van with your mind? What about your fucking plane crashing through the goddamn airport? You gonna tell me that was a coincidence? What are you, like a fucking demon or what? Anyway, did you just blow up Corwin? How much of this is all your fault? I just wanted to see some of the fucking world on my own, for fuck's sake! Now I'm all traumatized and shit.
Okay.
Esther pulls T tight to her and holds her as T begins to heave and sob, Esther rolling her eyes a bit, but really being quite tender all considered.
Let's go with demon, sure. Crying makes you puffy.
Walking by the red Nissan, JC points.
I'm going to take a walk in that park.
Okay. Stay in sight.
Sure.
JC goes. Hunter looks worried. Exterior, park, day. JC strolls about and seems to lose steam as he thinks. He gives in and sits in a swing on the playground. Hunter waves from across the street. JC smiles a bit and waves back.
Rough day?
JC turns to the figure who has suddenly appeared in the swing next to him, swinging lightly.
Ashwatthama, wasn't expecting you.
What? I told the girl, I told her, tell him that. You know what? It doesn't matter. You're here, right?
What do you want, man of work? I got stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I take it I'm the only one who can see you, right? And like this.
What, you don't like the glamour?
Take it off, I can hardly recognize you.
I'm not the only one.
What?
Ashwatthama shimmers and is suddenly in armor, sabers at his sides, many ugly visible wounds on his exposed flesh. It is quite a gruesome sight.
Your boss over there, in white. The destroyer. You didn't recognize her?
Huh. The desert was a long time ago. Surprise. She didn't recognize me from the start. Guess it doesn't matter much now. She was different then, sort of scaly.
Gods. You're out of sorts.
Yeah, lost my mojo a bit. Of late. Come on, what do you want? I need to go back there.
I don't like your friends, Yeshua. All in a big hurry. Changed, man. Guy used to walk weeks to get anywhere, give him a passport, and he was all East Coast on you.
TikTok, father time.
More like ageless caricature of the fog of war, and you don't forget it, friend.
Is that your attempt at humor?
Never my strong suit.
Get to the point.
Like I owe you shit, mister. I can't heal curse stabs. Okay, short version. You're out of road, right? Your message isn't going out. Thing is, your adversaries are still convinced that the end of the world hinges on the holy communique you've been worrying them for over a quarter of a century.
Yeah, that's kaput.
Shut up. You know where I'm going, right? We've been around long enough to suspect humanity isn't about to get its act together in any meaningful way. And the clock is ticking. That mostly people only learn from history enough to stay the same. Well, brother, I think it's time history took a bite out of itself. Don't you?
What are you?
You know what I'm getting at.
JC seems to. It seems to trouble him.
Think of the Magdalene and make your choice.
JC suddenly looks furious with Ashwatthama. JC walks back to the red Nissan. The group is waiting for him. T still looks distraught.
Let's go back. Maybe I could show her the video from the airport and try to convince her you're the Messiah instead.
Well, it could work, knowing how your lot likes. Oh, hold on, sweetie. Let's put a pin in this for a second.
JC comes to a stop. He puts his hands in his big dumb pockets. He clears his throat and looks at the ground.
Well, I have a pretty big ass. It will be the last.
Esther sighs. Hunter and T are curious. Esther looks to T, who beams hopeful.
Hell, what else are we gonna do? We're all avengered up over here. What did you have in mind?
Who's up for the drive to Washington?
North or east, sugar?
JC smiles. T smiles harder. End Act 2. Act 3. Title: 4 days later. Exterior, parking lot, afternoon. The black SUV pulls into a parking lot. JC, Hunter, and Esther switch cars and drive away. They're in a green Jeep now. The second they pull away, all 4 wheels fall off the abandoned SUV. Exterior, motel, evening. The green Jeep pulls into a motel where T is anxiously swiping away on her phone, and then she looks up and runs to them. They exit the vehicle and move toward her.
What did you get?
A lot. Inside.
Turn on the faucet, the bathtub.
Interior, T's motel bathroom, evening. T turns on the water.
Come on, make with the goods. What are we doing?
Esther pulls an envelope from the dark jacket.
Wait, T, you swept the room like I told you?
Yeah, jeez. What's the water for then? And I electrocuted myself putting the lamp back together, so thanks for that.
You unplug it first.
Well, it was dark with the curtains closed. Can we talk about this now?
Okay, inside voices, please.
Esther removes a thumb drive from the envelope.
Okay.
It was by itself in a sealed room a mile underground.
So it's good, right? That means good?
That means it's good.
Okay, but like what is it? How do we like use it? What do we do with it?
Okay, this is premature. We're about to find out. Everyone, make a little room, please.
Everyone scoots back mere inches in this tiny space. Hunter sprinkles some gold dust and draws a star in the middle with a tube of bright red lipstick. She chants a few words.
Is this what I think it is?
Hush, dear. You rolled with the punches this far. Keep it up.
I'm Kal Duth Fent Horpunch, Zudadet Kino Wanj. I seek to bring forth mischief. I seek the audience of doom. Dark forces bring to me Dolores Jane Cunningham in her room.
Above the circle and star, a blue and green portal goes purple and opens onto a frail-looking girl with hearing aids, typing away and rocking out to the Pixies' Bale's Back, with enormous red speakers behind her. The distortion is audible. She looks to see the group and Hunter. She turns the big, green, glowing volume knob down.
Oh, hey, H, what's up?
Del, I don't have a lot of time, but I have something I need your eyes on.
Yeah, we're all in a big fucking hurry, aren't we? Pass it over. You change your hair?
Esther passes Hunter the thumb drive, and Hunter hands it to Dell through the portal.
I'm trying something. Do you like it?
Dell plugs the drive in and starts typing rapidly on her keyboard.
It's bouncy. You gave up on the natural shampoo then?
I mean, I tried it. I just didn't super love the feel.
Okay, what you have here is pretty impressive.
Yeah?
It's a key to something pretty serious in New Mexico.
Okay.
I mean, you'd need all kinds of access this doesn't give you to get in the building, but let me check if it's even, yeah, it's there all right. I'm writing coordinates on the drive. This ink will reappear if you put lemon juice on it.
Okay.
All right, let's get to the nitty gritty and see what the machine this goes to is supposed to do. Satellite shows a forest. Weird for a desert, huh? Betting that means a big dish.
And that is?
Radio stuff, like for interfacing with anything in the hemisphere. If you're conspiratorially minded, bet there's one in China.
Take that bet.
I can tell you with near certainty. Yeah, you've got it.
Got what?
What I assume you were looking for. A barn burner.
I'm a little out of step with hacker speak, love.
It's what I was hoping. If you can double check, friend, if we have it.
Yeah, all the connectors and drivers are installed. This thing's practically sentient. Plug this into its hardware and you can connect to any machine linked to the web. Looks like you can access other channels too.
What, like other internets? Like the dark web?
Who was that?
TikTok, Del.
Yeah, dark web, free web, pink web, whatever you got, sweetie. Buildings full of servers anywhere at your disposal. You want to send everyone on Earth a poop emoji? This is how you do it.
Holy shit.
You said it, darling. Hon, where'd you get this? Can I tell people? What are you going to do with it?
I gotta go, Del.
Okay. You should really be using sustainable beauty products, though. I nag because I love beauty.
I'll think about it. Bye, Del.
Who's that handsome beardy guy?
Goose ship Warren Ball. Okay, I'm done. Thanks. Forces. Abuta ba la.
The portal closes as Hunter takes back the drive from Dell.
That was...
Old girlfriend.
No, never mind that and the witch stuff. Do we have a plan?
I'll look to JC.
You heard the hacker hits his phosphorus. Morning we drive to the spot. I send out the holy ship.
Esther seems pleased enough, and therefore so is everyone. JC leaves T's room with a gentle look to T as Esther enters her own room. Then he walks and looks up to find Hunter waiting by his door, 2B. Exterior, hotel night.
Hey,
Hey,
I was thinking,
look, Hunter, it's late.
yeah, can I stay in your room?
JC considers. He's been around. He knows how these things go. He gives in.
Yeah, okay.
She smiles, gaining confidence. They go into JC's room. And Act 3. Act 4. Interior, Esther's room, night. Esther winds down with a bottle of wine. She's in a robe, hair in a towel. She turns on the TV. It blinks out. She gives up and just sits in quiet contemplation, possibly for the first time. She looks to a corner chair.
Aren't we done yet?
He's going to need your help more than ever now.
Great.
Interior, T's room, night. T watches the Dukes of Hazzard. She frowns at everything that is happening. She flips a few more channels, then turns it off. She sits up, thinking. She eyes the bedside table. She opens the little drawer. Sure enough, there's a Bible. She opens it to the back and reads. Then loses interest and tosses it to the end of the bed. She closes her eyes and bows her head. Her lips move. She folds her hands. She makes the sign of the cross and opens her eyes. She sits, shakes her head, wondering what she's even praying to. Interior, JC's room, night. JC lies awake, Hunter asleep next to him already. Their clothes are scattered violently around the room. A lamp is overturned, but on. Condoms spill out of JC's knapsack. He carefully removes himself from under Hunter's arm. In the bathroom, we see him flush a soiled condom. The Christ urinates. He walks into the shower and turns on the faucet. We wait. He sits in the water. It appears to be scalding hot. He bears it. In a moment, we see him turn the water apparently cooler and ease in, lying his heavily scarred body out until his earlobes touch the water. We glimpse his blotchy, faded numbers tattoo again. He closes his eyes. We fade to black.
Think of the Magdalene and then make a choice.
Fade up on. Exterior, Jerusalem, 1 AD, dusk. JC, alone, save for a goat, makes his way down a mountain path by twilight. He ties the goat to a bush and makes his way for the town on the horizon, leaving his supplies to his trusty four-legged companion, who once he's out of sight, begins munching through the sack and get to the rations. In town, JC is careful to avoid Roman centurions.
I'm telling you, the harp is a rubbish instrument. Give me drums any day.
You can't even play a melody on drums.
You can if you tune them properly.
You're really a beast, you know that?
Because I appreciate rhythm.
A beast, I say.
There's your mother.
Hey now, there's a line, Rom.
Hey, I'm a bit light. Spot me some coin and let's hit up a brothel when we get off watch.
Slander! My mom not doing it for you, eh?
Oh ho! Look who found his balls for the punchline.
The centurions move on, and JC slips down the road and climbs onto a rooftop. He swings down through a window with a candle, throwing some light. Interior, building, night.
Ah! My lord! Christ, is it really you?
For the last time, Thomas, yes, it's really me. I'm sorry. It took me months to circle back after playing with the Samaritans. You wouldn't believe what I've been through.
Pardon, friend, but I can. You're not the only one who had to skip town, you know. I've only just made it back myself, but do you ask about my journeys, my hardships? You want a list of who's been flayed alive for your sake? And they nearly drowned my poor mother. We leave in the morning, and you best be off with us.
The centurions are heard out the window, and JC holds a hand to Thomas's mouth.
And then the donkey says, "Hey, whose big brown dick do you think that is?"
Oh, that's rich, my friend. Do you know any other giant donkey dick jokes?
Oh, so many.
They pass, and JC is in a rush now.
Thomas, my friend, I ask for your forgiveness. I've been careless. Please, have you seen Mary? Is she here?
Thomas looks uneasy.
You are forgiven, my my lord. Rabbi,
Fuck Thomas. I'm no teacher anymore. Have you seen her? Is she here?
Mary went with Clopas, of course.
Of course, Clopas' wife went with Clopas. Mary the Magdalene, Thomas. Do I have to spell it out for you? I'm, I'm sorry, my friend. Please, if you know,
No, it's okay, my lord.
so help me, Thomas. If you, my lord, me one more time, one more fucking time.
They stoned her.
JC is gut punched, as though pierced with a knife. He falls to his knees. He closes his eyes.
I'm sorry, Yeshua. She would not renounce you before the council. She died. She died a martyr, so that's something, right?
JC manages to look at Thomas, his face the picture of grief.
No, Thomas, it's not.
Exterior, Jerusalem, night. Thomas leads JC to a flat rock face. Bodies lie on the ground, and many, many stones, bloody stones.
This happened today?
Yesterday. It takes time for they like us to see.
JC nods. He moves through the bodies until he finds her. The scene is laced with flashes of exterior, Camp Auschwitz-Birkenau, Poland, 1941, night. Auschwitz, JC in chains and stripes, the tattooed number clear on his arm, hauling emaciated bodies from a building to a pit of lie. Cut back to the scene in Jerusalem. Jerusalem, 180, night. JC finds what he is looking for. He kneels. He holds her. She is gone. In the distance, Thomas weeps. JC, holding the body of Mary the Magdalene, trembles with rage. We get one more spliced-in flashback. Interior, a home in Jerusalem, 0 years before the crucifixion. Night, to JC.
We tried love, Rabbi. We tried an army of love. And these murdered us in the streets. It is a sin not to use this army for vengeance, my lord. The people follow you every word, reach out their hand and strike, take control from the Romans. If I do not force thy hand will be forced by Yahweh himself.
Judas, my friend, calm yourself.
Calm? Why are you calm? Why are you calm? Turning over the tables of merchants at the temple? Oh, where is that outrage? What is this calm? Did you not once curse a fig tree for denying you a ripe snack? What is the goddamn fucking point of you?
Judas, my brother.
JC moves to kiss his face and Judas punches him on the chin.
You are no brother of mine.
Judas storms away. JC spits blood and waves Luke the apostle away when he rushes to help him up.
Rabbi, are you...
I'm fine. Let him go.
Cut to Jerusalem, 1 AD, night. Back to JC with Miriam's body, trembling with rage, and finally allowing a suppressed scream to leak out of him. Thomas runs and holds a hand over his mouth, pulling him away urgently. As centurions approach, they slip into the shadows, and Thomas holds his anguished friend. Cut to interior, JC's bathtub, 2020 AD, night. JC in the bathtub, trembling with rage, voiceover Ashwatthama.
Think of the Magdalene and make your choice.
Exterior, Esther's room, night. JC knocks on Esther's door in a Luxor hotel robe. Esther answers, also in her robe, with what little remains of the bottle of wine.
It's late, Savior.
I need to come in.
Esther rolls her eyes. She waves him inside. End Act 4. Act 5, interior. Esther's bathroom, night. Esther runs the water. She takes a drink. Very little wine hits her tongue. She frowns.
Up.
I need a moment to gather my thoughts.
You might have done that before you knocked on my door, baby.
Exterior, motel, night. T knocks on 2B. Hunter answers, looking a bit disheveled, clothed in the bedsheet.
Do I have the right room? Is JC in there?
He appears to have stepped out.
Okay, whatever. I'm over weirdness. Can we just hang out? I'm like freaking out a little. This week's just been like a lot.
It really has.
I knocked on Esther's door, but she's asleep or drunk or something, I guess.
I don't like the sound of that. You want to check on her? I have all the spare keys. I'll get dressed.
T looks away. Hunter backs into the room and leaves the door open for her. Interior, Esther's bathroom. Night. Esther fills the wine bottle in the running bathtub. She tries to hand it to JC.
Here, do me a solid.
It doesn't work that way.
Of course not. Yes, the revelation of Saint Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Lay it on me, stud.
I don't want to save the world anymore.
Esther sobers up a little.
Okay.
Humanity has been committing suicide for centuries, or trying to. Perhaps it always had a death wish.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I was supposed to end suffering by talking.
No?
No.
What,
Esther rights herself and smooths out her robe a bit. She looks JC in the eye.
What are we saying here, darling? What are we on a course for?
We have access to complete digital archives of history. What if all anyone learns from it is enough to keep making the same mistakes?
JC, baby, say what you mean.
Well, we can wipe out the records. See what shakes out. People won't evolve fast enough, no, to avoid destruction. Let's force their hand. One last try for redemption at the risk of damnation. Let's put the ball in their court.
But honey, at the flip of a coin, I'd bet on...
If they're going to kill themselves, let's put the gun of responsibility, rebuilding the society from scratch, in their hands. Not a perfect record, but they'll have to read books of some kind of authority based on bias or not, instead of memes by Twitter bloggers with completely uninformed agendas. Rigged economic structures will crumble overnight. It will probably be chaos for a generation, breaking some eggs to make an omelette, so to speak. Such a reboot might save them. It might not. But I'll have done my part, I think. And maybe then I can rest.
Oh, honey. I know you're still trying to be all virtuous in your fucked up forest for the trees way, but you are getting the old mama juices flowing. Wait, have you managed this before? Here, all this time I've been taking shit for the Dark Ages.
I was hauling corpses from pits then. I seems to have been my fortune for many eras, but we're not in that brutal blood and shit-drenched crucible anymore. This feels like hope to me. I did figure I can count on you for shaking things up a bit.
Well, look at you. Finally making your deal with the devil.
A bang like something falling is heard lightly. Esther turns the water off. After a moment, she stands. JC is shortly behind her as she moves through her room and out the door. There's a glass on the floor with fingerprints on it. It clinks against the bathroom door as it spins. Exterior motel night. On the balcony, Esther nearly runs into Hunter in one of JC's t-shirts and his cargo pants.
What's happening here? Forget it. Did you just come in here?
No, T blew past me.
Fuck.
Oh no.
Esther and JC run to the open door of 2B.
T, darling, let's talk about this. I don't know what you think you just heard, but we might have a teensy tiny misunderstanding on our hands.
JC searches the room frantically, dumping out his knapsack and overturning furniture. Hunter enters the doorway, confused and frightened.
She got it.
My notes, my phone. Do you have the drive?
Cut to exterior highway, night. Less than 300 yards from the motel parking lot, T slips Esther's clutch into her backpack and sticks out her thumb. A rusty blue Chevy Turbo slows down, and she runs to it as we zoom out to take in the atmospheric red moon and neon-lit landscape. Cold panic turning to bold determination before our very eyes. Cut to black. End of episode 6. Bravo.
Done, everyone.
All around.
Oh my god. Unreal.
I love the sunglasses moment. That was just like, that was very T2, really.
Saint T fuck the world.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something.
And it's gonna be awesome.